Hi everybody, Expert4 here from Expert4x, and in today's video we're going to be looking at 7 reasons why the Hedged EA is leading the Expert4x Trading Competition. And as you may know, we are running a 10-week trading competition, and this is the last week of that very competition. So there are literally a few days left, but the leader is quite ahead of the rest of the pack, and the leader is trading the Hedged EA. So what I hope to show you in this video, that trading can be fun, making money can be fun. Let's have a look why that is so. So here's the leaderboard of the competition, and here you can see the leader is at $42,000. That means that they have made 320% return on their 10,000 that they started with, and then the second place is a full $10,000 behind, and so on. So what we're going to look at is the leader in a little bit more detail. And here's an extract from the leaders trading, and here you can see the leaders trading the Expert4x Hedged EA. That is the code for the EA. You can see a lot of success being generated, lots of big gains being made, and that is why I'm reviewing that particular EA today. Now, as stated in the title, there are 5 main reasons why the Hedged is such a good EA, and it is because, as shown on the slide, for those 5 points: random trading, hedging, balance charts, currency limits, and profit retrieval and grid trading. So it's actually 6, but I will go through each one by one at a very high level. Firstly, random trading means that you don't worry about the direction of your trade. Whether you're buying or selling, you are going to make a profit, and that is what random trading is all about. It is very counterintuitive for most traders that don't accept that the entry is the least important aspect of trading. But that is what the Hedge EA uses. Not only that one, but a whole lot of very successful EAs, which I'll mention later on. Then, obviously, as the name of the EA states, it hedges. So if you go into a transaction and it's successful, that's great. But if it isn't successful, the EA starts hedging, and so you actually create 2 legs to the transaction. You have a hedging leg and a trading leg, and those two help each other. Sometimes the hedging leg becomes a trading one, and they reverse roles, or they actually eliminate themselves and there are new hedging and trading legs created. So that's the beauty of this EA. It hedges when you've gone into the wrong direction. Then the balance charts. Now, the balance charts generated by the hedging EA are quite exceptional. And let's go and have a look at some. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have a look at the accounts that we are using for our MAM service. This is a managed account service recently launched by Expert4x and a few other money managers. Now, currently there are actually 10 alternatives that you can choose from, and we're going to just look at the hedging ones that you can choose from. And here you have a link H8, which is a reference to our linking service, and you can see that the chart just goes up nice and evenly. That's one of the key reasons why the hedging EA is so good. And the other reason is that it uses a select number of currencies, normally around about 4, and never repeats the same currency over and over again. So if the US dollar suddenly ran away in the market, that would only be one of 8 currencies in the portfolio that is traded by the Hedged EA. So it hedges currencies, but it also hedges trading. It's a double hedge system. So, and that is why the smooth balance growth is shown. If we look at the next one, again, smooth balance growth. Then if we look at the Liberty range ones, that they tend to have a bit of a hump and then smooth off. We'll look at a few others, hump and smoothing off. A few others like that, hump and smoothing off. And then if we look at the portfolios, the hump continues with the Liberty traders, but the hedging portfolio again has a very smooth. And as you can see, look at the gains compared to the open trades. Really good ratios get generated. The return on this portfolio, for instance, over a 120-day period is almost 90%. So the steady growth is an important factor that plays a role. Remember, this is a portfolio, and that is why these portfolios are extremely supported in our MAM service, as well as our Link to Success service, which we'll look at later on. I've actually now spoken about two aspects, which is the smooth account growth, and I've also spoken about how the currencies are traded on a selected basis. Remember, this is a portfolio. The actual accounts inside the portfolio only trade 4 currencies at a time. So we've spoken about most of these, and the last one is the profit retrieval process. And what the profit retrieval process does is, if the price starts going in the wrong way, it actually opens trades against that trend to support the original transaction. So it opens a trend. Now, in that process, it creates a situation where the price does not have to go back to the original entry. It only has to go back, let's say, 50 or 40% of the way. Then if it goes down again, it opens another trade, and then that average price gets reduced and reduced and reduced, so that the price only has to make a small retracement to actually generate a successful result. And that is what we call the profit retrieval process. It is grid based because the levels at which you're opening trades are on a grid basis. So that is the strong point of this EA2. Now remember, it's trading 2 legs. It's trading the leg that's gone in the wrong direction, and it's also trading the leg that's gone in the right direction. So you are benefiting from that particular process. Now this has evolved over a long period. I know the grid trend multiplier is something that we created most probably about 15 years ago. Then we moved into the Profit Retriever EA, the Liberty Traders EA, and now into the Hedged EA, which has elements of all of those EAs. So it's been an evolutionary process. During this process, we also created an EA called the Time of Day Hedging EA, and we were so confident about the success of this EA that we offered 120% money back guarantee. And the clients that tried to make use of this money back guarantee were not that successful, in that only 28 of 4,000 clients that used this EA were able to reclaim 120% of their purchase price. So from our perspective, that was great because we didn't have to honor the guarantee that often. But from the client's point of view, they were getting a good deal. That 99% of them didn't claim the guarantee. And this one happened between the grid trend multiplier and the profit retriever. That's another random EA. So all of those EAs, the profit retriever, the grid trend multiplier, this particular one, and the Liberty EAs and the Hedge EA are random EAs. They don't worry in which direction the price moves. They will make money. So there are 3 ways in which you can benefit from the Hedged EA. Firstly, you can do self-trading. And here I am on the Hedged EA webpage. And if we go down here, you can purchase the Hedged EA from this page and then do self-trading. But we also provide you with up-to-date, and this was done on the 31st of March, up-to-date settings that you can use, proven settings, because you can see that the results are quite amazing in terms of the growth to drawdown ratios and things like that. So you've got lots of settings that you can use if you want to be a self-trader. Because this EA has evolved so much, it is quite an expensive EA, and if you want to buy it outright as a first-time client, you'll pay $1,400. But we have a number of very special bundles that are mentioned on the same page, where you can actually go and have a look and purchase the bundles for much less than what you would pay to only buy the hedged EA. Okay, so that covers the self-trading method. Then there's the link to success method. We have a link your account to success service, where you can come and link your account to accounts that are trading the hedged EA. And here you can see a whole list in this particular account. I've extracted the hedged EA list, and you can see the beautiful monthly returns that are being generated by these strategies. There's the hedged EA. You can also see the consistency of the success rate, all more or less around the 60s. There's a few in the 70s. But more or less around the high 60s. So it has a nice high success rate in spite of being a random EA. Isn't that amazing? It gets it right 66% of the time. So you don't have to own the EA to take part in this linked one. All you do is you link your account to an account that is already trading the EA, and you benefit from the trades made on that account. And then lastly, there's the MAM offering. I've already shown you quite a bit of the MAM offering, but let's go and have a look at it in a little bit more detail. So in this offering, you can link your account to, there are 2 specific accounts that you can link to, or you can link to a hedged portfolio trading 3 of the accounts. We are also later adding new hedged accounts, and here you can see one that's a fantastic performance, 150% return. Here, there's another one again, equity chart, beautiful equity chart, good returns. Another one over here, H14, straight up equity chart, limited currencies, good return. And many of these will be added to the basic hedge portfolio that you saw earlier. So that's another approach. The beauty of this is that for as little as $1,000, you can join a portfolio which consists of a number of these accounts that you've just seen, and by trading in a portfolio, it also spreads the risks and actually makes the equity chart even smoother than it already is. The MAM service also enjoys a 500-to-1 leverage, which really helps with the management of risk. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned a little bit about the various ways you can make money in the Forex market, and the various ways that the hedged EA stacks the odds of success in its favor. And that explains why, firstly, it is winning competitions, and secondly, why it is the most popular EA to follow in terms of the MAM service, the linked service, as well as self-trading. As always, links to anything mentioned in this video will be in the description of the video, as well as in the first commentary of the video. So from me, Alex Ploy, cheerio.